All right, let's roll.
Hey everybody, welcome back to X's for Show, your premier media response show. You know we're having a killer time. It's a Sunday night. We're here to talk some Drag Race, NICO action, NICO, ACTION.
TK at TK Accidental.
Me, that's SM Tori with an I.
Hey everyone, I'm in this box now, and I'm Jonah. You follow me places at Pete Jonah.
And that makes me your producer, KEVO. You can find me at KEVO. Really make sure to like, subscribe, and comment so we know what you want us to cover in the future. My presets got changed, so everything's all weird and boxy. I'm going to fix that. See, look at that. That looks all weird and boxy. Everything's already so confused. All the bracket stuff already has me so thrown off, and now this I have to deal with. What is going on? What is going on with this finale, guys? What's going on?
This pre-finale is brought to you by we all have talents, but none of them are being shown well.
Let me just say right now, I just want to get it out there. You know when you can literally see yourself turning into a Beast Wars era Transformer? You know when you can see yourself becoming the weird Stegosaurus monster?
I like the cheetah, but continue.
I literally felt like I was swirling energies. I felt my inner Candy Muse come out. If anybody ever touched my face like that, I would start chewing on the table. And the people who know me know that I have really weird not liking to be touched stuff. Like, I really don't like to be touched. And you have to check with me that it's like my parents check with me that it's okay to hug me. Like, I really don't like being touched without being checked with. And like, this was a Mimi I'm first moment, and I was not living and loving it. I was very upset.
Yeah, I think Saphir on Pit Stop put it perfectly. I want whatever therapy Aja's on, because it takes a lot not to turn around and just start swinging, because that's what I would have done.
I think she was in shock.
She should be.
All of us were in shock.
Yeah, this was unreal. To touch a woman's hair, to the heat of the breath on your neck. She kept it very cool. God bless Aja for the journey, the mental health journey that she has been on, and she continues to be on, because God knows, season 9 Aja, I don't know how that would have gone down. But I think Mistress, you know what, Mistress's weight loss journey would be complete. She'd be a smear on the ground.
She was on Mistress's YouTube this week and was like, totally fine. We're fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just not to say like that makes it okay. It's just like it's a really wild situation, because I am the same way. I have a thing about being touched. I also have a thing about my ears and like loud noises. Because I only have one, so like I gotta keep it. So like if somebody's in my ear, I get real nervous. Or she would have, in this case, she would have been in the correct ear, and I would have lost my shit. But if she'd been on my right side, I would have been like, you can't hurt me there.
You have no power here.
Nothing's working. But no, I had like a very, very visceral reaction as well, and I was shocked that Aja didn't do anything, and I was shocked that they had. Because like I always flash back to that moment from Mistress's season with Irene, where they're like, "Oh, you guys thought we hated each other because we had that little moment. Like we're both from kind of old school drag families that read each other like that, and it doesn't mean we hate each other." And then it's something I've always like kind of carried with Mistress, which is like that's part of her thing. I think she's been so far over the line this season, or what we have seen is really far over the line. But who knows? But then like they had another moment where Mistress was like, Aja gets it, Aja gets me, like we're you might think that we're having a thing, but then we're totally fine. And Aja didn't say no to that. Now that doesn't mean that she wasn't like very upset and just felt pressured not to say anything. Who knows? She also went on Mistress's YouTube this week and seemed okay, but again, who knows why people, sometimes you think that that's just what you have to do to promote yourself and seem cool. But she was there, she didn't have a lot of pushback. Mistress had a lot to say about blaming it on the edit, and I absolutely imagine there is a non-zero amount of that. Again, I also know that this is a character. I don't like what the character is doing, but the person is a person. I don't wish the person any sort of harm or ill.
Amen.
But all taken, it's an ugly picture. And you know, and what she has said is like she's fine to play the villain, she's not mad at World of Wonder. But if it is true that like a lot of this is due to editing and is due to like, you know, missing things where she was not being the villain and everybody was happy with her, I might be really annoyed at this point, because it's not just like the character's bad for both World of Wonder and for Mistress. Like, I'm annoyed at World of Wonder for leaving scenes in because they're repetitive. Like,
Yeah.
not even, I mean, like, it's bad editing, it's unenjoyable entertainment. And because it's a person being repetitive, it also makes that person look bad. So just what a weird spot to be in overall.
And it's like Spike on Buffy. He started out kind of cool and edgy, and by the end, he's that guy that writes poems about girls' feet. And like, that's kind of Mistress. Her first season, she's tough. She's cool. She seems like that bitch. And by this season, I just see the cracks in the social media takedown planning sessions. And like, you know, Jonah, I'm not singling you out. I'm actually signaling to the quality of what you taught me to do. And you were one of the people being like, by the way, hey, Mary, you were one of the people who was like, you know, breathe in, breathe out, you know, breathe in, breathe immediately. And you feel like sometimes the show does get girls all twisted, but you've also been very critical of Mistress's behavior as well. How are you feeling at this point with her, and also the post-show conversation?
Truly, it's hard because I want to enjoy Mistress. I want to enjoy some fun workroom antics, but none of this really feels fun. Honestly, it was really uncomfortable watching Mistress crash out and seeing Aja kind of just have to bite the bullet and bite her tongue. You know, obviously, Aja has done a lot of growth compared to season 9, and there's a part of me that wants to be like, Aja, just slap the crap out of her right now. Don't let her talk to you like that. But Aja also understands a lot of how TV works at this point, and part of it, I imagine, is also she understands that even if she fights back, there are going to be people who poop on her because she had dared to fight back and she didn't take it. It was really uncomfortable watching someone spin out in a way that was like, oh, she sees certain writing on the wall of like what's going to happen. She clearly thought she's going to do a lot better, and because they're not, you know, eating her butt, she's kind of having a meltdown about it because she thought the show would go a certain way. The other thing about it is I feel like this isn't really authentic Mistress, if that makes sense. Season 15 felt a little more real into who she was. This, she even said it, I could sit on YouTube and play a video game and be fine. Okay, but this isn't your YouTube channel. You don't have control over everything.
Yep.
And if that's what you want to do, that's what you're getting out of the show, that's fine. But it was just a really weird comment to make, to be like, these other girls don't have as much, they need it more than I do. Then why did you come back? That's number one. Number two, if you're acting like you're on your YouTube channel right now, and the truth of it is that's not the case. You're on TV. You can act a fool all you want on your own channel, and it can be entertaining and it's fun. But because the people who like you and are going to watch you are the people who are going to like you and want to watch you. Everybody's watching you here. And so it just felt really uncomfortable watching her spin out, like when they were trying to compliment her and try to get her to talk. Thank you so much. I've never lost a lip sync. Thank you. I feel beautiful. And then there was just, she was so beyond pissed that it was just like, oh, she doesn't want to be there, and I don't want to be here. I don't want her to be there.
KEVO, I want to say, KEVO, you really, I'm so eager to hear your take on it, because you'll get the inside joke. This was such a pleases and cheeses moment.
The thing that you know, about her behavior that really strikes me, you know, you almost hate to make the comparison because I don't mean it to be any more insulting than it is, but you know, Mistress has always served sort of a Cartman type energy, and it really feels like that has so escalated. Like, I could hear the character of Cartman saying, that's fine, I can just go play video games on my YouTube channel, I'll be fine. Like, the snapback response to when you're starting to not do as well, being like, well, I don't even need this competition. It's where I am actually nervous that she is going to be the name that is selected for the finale, and I will not find that as satisfying, on a few levels, because of the odds, for one thing, because I kind of wish the semifinalists had not been eligible in the first place, because like you got your chance. So it'll be really obnoxious if she comes right back. I can see where from the reality TV narrative standpoint it could be entertaining, but it also might come to nothing. I really wanted this mechanic to mean something for this new iteration, which is more where I'm rooting for Kerri than anything, because I want the girls that had been cut to potentially be the ones that come back. But with the antics on top of everything else, it's where I'm like, I need this narrative to kind of be done at this point, because I don't really feel like I am entertained by it. It is coming across as such middle school behavior, and I think that is where Aja and everyone else just didn't even know what to do with it. Grabbing someone and doing the ha-ha thing, it's genuinely middle school, and that's not reality TV villainy. That's not fun drag, shading each other. That was just weird. It was weird is the word I would use.
And it's really in that regard that you said middle school antics. Can I tell you that I really think the reason that Kerri's on 2 balls, and I mean, like, I think Kerri is like one of the hottest fucking women to ever be on Drag Race, like ever bar none. She should be on everybody's balls. But like, because she's so hot, we should all be thinking about how hot she is.
We got it.
But the thing that, if she's on these lucky balls, lingo style, I really hope that at least in 10% part, it's because her manager and Sasha's manager said, you guys lose every Colby for the rest of fucking time if you don't do something about the way you disrespected this unbelievably talented queen, this unbelievably important person in the trans identity movement within drag. Like, don't get me wrong, Kerri has said some crazy stuff, but so have we all. And like, she is out here doing something brave and important. And I actually do feel, and it's really weird that I see this, but like, the 2 people I think Mistress was the worst to were trans women. And that makes me very uncomfortable, because she laid her hands on a trans woman, and the person she literally like went out of her way to psychologically destroy was a trans woman. And so it speaks to the heart of queer disinterest in respecting women. And there is something to be said that it is incidental. It is not something she's doing on purpose, I don't believe, but it is something that gay men seem to think that we have the right to do to women in this space. And it's fucked. So yeah, I know it's not my badge to carry, but I'm a proud ally, and I don't like when I see women being disrespected, and I especially don't like when I see trans women disrespected. And so it was tough. I do wish it was Denali. I do wish it was Tina. Okay, Mary, I'm just gonna check with you. Like, glam slams Olivia. I'm like Olivia who walks for the house. I love Olivia, and she was done dirty, but I don't think it would be nice to bring her home just to send her home after one lip sync.
I mean, they're all getting sent home after one episode, aren't they?
But I said one lip sync.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's
it
fair.
Would just be one. I mean, that's why I'm bummed that Denali wasn't a heavier contender, because like for one thing, like part of me really doesn't buy that these were people's picks.
No.
I just, especially like, I feel like Ross is like, it's my turn for everybody to hate me. You can say I picked Mistress. I just like, I don't know, man. It should be 3 people that you are like, oh, they could actually win through lip syncing alone. Like, even if they're going to send them home, like I want it to be Denali, because I mean, I would be stoked if it were Kerri. Kerri would be really cool and could do fantastic. Kerri is a great lip syncer, but it also kind of depends on the song, and she's not like, Denali has given us some insane lip sync energy, and I think everybody would like to see more. There are a lot of people that would be on my list just because for a lip sync SmackDown they would be interesting. And I wouldn't put Mistress on that list. Like I wouldn't put Mistress on that list.
Especially because they showed their hand. Ross isn't in the building. He doesn't know that Mistress walked away. Like
Right,
that's
exactly.
not a real thing. I mean, you could say they basically said at the end of everyone seeing all the brackets saying, just list out who you think should go. And then that's what it is. And so Ross and TS were just sort of listed all 18 girls in a row, and whichever one was the highest went in. But
And like,
I don't know.
And I'm so glad that for a second you had Bruno. Oh no, which pit crew boy was he? It was Bruno.
Bruno.
Goodness. Up on the screen.
Bruno.
Because I am at a point where, like, if we don't hit the point where we're going to start doing like search for the next pit crew member and like do something to start talking about the way that we have just so treated these men, and like it's so weird how much they have to stuff their thongs, and when they don't you can see the weird bulge, and it's like obviously it's a penis, but we're literally treating these men in a way that they are sometimes slightly more important than dildos with spotlights. And like there is something about everyone is becoming expendable if they are not the story, and that this for me kind of does highlight that.
Yeah, I felt a little weird about the wild card. It's not even that just because they chose Kerri twice, which is fine. I truly believe in my heart of hearts, TS wanted to uplift the last trans girl who did not make it to the finale, and I think that's beautiful. Michelle does love pretty girls. She always has. She always will. And it's fine that Ross, chose Mistress. I know it is a little jarring when he's not there, and it's like she was just eliminated, so how would he know? He's probably on set, like still watching, or they just call him and tell him.
I was gonna say, yeah, they called him on his phone. It's the middle of the day. What's he doing? Ross, we just need your answer real quick. This one.
But it feels weird that we have two people who won a challenge and then weren't picked, and then there's two people who chose the same person. And it just feels weird. I would have preferred if it was either one per bracket or just something to make it feel a little bit better. At the end of the day, we don't see the entire thing that's going on set when you film all this. You cut all the stuff out. For all we know, you're spinning the thing and then you say, okay, Bruno, keep doing it until we get this one, or just take out this one. We don't see any of that. So, I don't know, fake it harder. This felt like a very lazy way to fake it, and it just comes across weird because Kerri didn't have a terrible season, but two people thought Kerri should have a chance at the crown, or Mistress, Mistress sure, but Mistress just was in the bottom for 2 challenges in a row. So then it's like she already had her shot, and she didn't do well either of those 2 shots. I'm like, I don't know, just confused as to why they were doing it this way. I also don't know why the wild card has to go in the finale. I don't understand why we couldn't put them beforehand again. When they do All Stars 11, and if they choose to do a very similar format, I hope they make these minor changes to make it feel a little bit better. Again, fake it better. Everybody's understanding of TV magic, but like, I don't know, pretend more.
I mean, which they do all the time. Like they literally make every girl pretend they won, and then they pick which pretend winner actually wins, and we film a separate thing that we put on YouTube showing their actual reaction to it. This show does so many things, like not acknowledging the fact, like not saying anything about the fact that almost a year has passed between the original brackets and the semifinals. The show does plenty of things to not acknowledge reality, and you guys are all absolutely right. Like there are 100% ways that Ross actually could have made this decision. I like the fact that what is presented is the girls go off stage, and then the proceedings of figuring out the wildcard person happen. Make it look bad. Like it doesn't. Rue and Michelle have been dressing up as
Michelle. Yes.
Have been dressing up as sportscasters all season. There's absolutely no reason they couldn't have just cut back to the sportscasters to do the reveal of who the wild card winner is. Like anything, because whether or not Ross actually picked Mistress, it doesn't feel like, these two could have done it. It doesn't feel like Ross picked Mistress because Ross isn't there, and the retendation of TV magic shows that they all just left. So like, when did they call Ross? You know, like we see nothing that indicates anything is happening, and it just would have been easy to do. Having Kerri in there twice feels weird, especially if you're not gonna have everybody discuss it. Because if they had a thing where Michelle had picked Kerri, and then Maddie was like, I also really want to pick Kerri because, I'm a trans woman and I love this other trans woman and I want to give her due. That actually would have been a really cool discussion and would have given us some like energy around the thing. It would have might have made the suspense a little bit more. But it's just kind of like, like numbers wise, there's a 66% chance that it's Kerri and a 30% chance there was no reason for Mistress to walk away. She could have just stayed on stage.
Yep.
And those are two really unexciting options, but you could have made them 50% more exciting with a little bit of TV razzle dazzle.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, seriously. The idea of, I think that was a really great idea, TK. The idea of putting it into a more highly edited segment that we're like, we know that this is happening outside the continuity of the show. We get it. You can pre-tape whatever you want from everybody else. Like it would make it so much better. Or to be able to have that conversation. I was very surprised we didn't have any conversation about why these choices.
Yeah.
Very surprised.
Well, because I kind of don't get why Michelle picked Kerri. It's not like I love Kerri's great. Anybody can pick Kerri. I'm perfectly happy. Mm-hmm. But I would love to hear what Michelle's thinking was. I think Michelle's cool. I think she has a weird brain, and I'm always fascinated by what queens she resonates towards in a given season, and what weird thing she's going to say she didn't like. I like hearing from Michelle, and I would have loved to hear from Maddie too. If Ross had an answer, I would like it, please. I'd like to know what we're doing here.
I genuinely feel like Michelle and TS saw Kerri get railroaded. Like,
maybe
it was actually an uncomfortable moment. And so no matter what, like from a production standpoint, like I feel like the wild card choices were not about who made the best season. They were about who made the producers the happiest. And there's something to be said for even being a producer's favorite when you're working on the show. Like, don't get me wrong. These are all editors. Like, clearly, Michelle is an editor on the show by being a producer, right? She's not in the booth, but if she says, give me more fucking time, they're going to give her more time. But you want to be the person that production works with. And if anything taught us that, it's Unreal. I would also just like to say, I'm never trying to be like, let's push the conversation one way or another, but I would really be happy to never say Mistress's name ever again. So I would love to move to the talent portion. Said and done.
We're gonna have to say her name again there.
No, because I don't think she did anything with talent there, so I don't really feel like I need to say her name. When they were like, it was amazing to watch your mouth. I didn't watch her mouth move. I watched her do the oldest trick in the book when you don't know how to lip sync, which is move your head really fast so that nobody can read your mouth. And like, it isn't impressive. And the other thing is, this is what I mean by she's fat phobic. This is what I mean. She didn't make a statement about she still feels beautiful regardless. She made a statement about how this makes her better and like other queens. And by bringing up those other queens, she really proved her irrelevance. This was literally one of the least impressive talent shows I've ever seen. And as somebody who will get up on stage and sing live because I have actual talent, I'm ready to go toe to toe on that.
Can I just quickly add before we fully move off of the wild card? I think it is important to note part of why someone like Denali wasn't chosen, who a lot of people view as a very excellent lip syncer.
Absolutely.
We do not want an excellent lip syncer back because the person they want that's coming back for the wild card is not going to win the show. They're never going to crown someone who's gone home and going to come back. It's just not going to happen. Literally, the only example I can think of is Project Runway Season 1. Season 1's winner, Jay, whatever his last name is,
Jay Carroll.
Jay Carroll won the show having 0 challenge wins. And the only reason why is because Carousel, the pick to win, had a little bit of a shady moment in the finale, and they were like, it's leaving a bad taste in our mouth, and we can't really give someone a win for having it feel a little tainted and muddled. I don't think I've ever seen any other sort of reality competition show crown someone who's either gone home. Well, that's actually not true. I have seen someone do that. Big Brother has done that, confirmed. But nobody like who has 0 challenge wins or anything like that. That's never going to happen. This show will. I guarantee the show will never crown someone who's gone home and then comes back.
You know, I was gonna make like a sarcastic joke about they let Trixie win, but it was another season.
It was another season, and Dayla pulled herself out of it. I'm sorry. Like, I love Trixie. I'm queen of the Trixie fan club, but
yeah. Okay, final thoughts on game shenanigans. Tori, TK, Kevo, read them.
I even want to tie what Jonas said into what you were bringing us into the talent portion with, which is, and this all the more made me feel like, no, I don't want to see her come back next week. I don't want to see her get yet another chance. She barely skated by to get to the finals, and I'm not saying she stole a point, because she didn't. I don't feel that way. It was her point to take. She could have sacrificed herself, or she could have gone to the semifinals. I am not having any problem with that, but her behavior during the opening bracket wasn't great, and this wasn't great. I felt a pretty good talent show. I was entertained by pretty much every performance up until the last 2. And it was in such a way that I was like, is it just psychologically? I feel like they're worse because they were back to back. I don't know. But I felt like everyone else who was a semifinalist gave a really good showing. I didn't enjoy this for a myriad of reasons, especially what NICO brought up, which is, it is giving a lot of fat phobia. It was a very one-note joke that didn't really illustrate having to do with talent. At least Lydia's whole thing, she was going for a weird artsy thing. Like, I get that. This is an art thing. She's the penis puppet woman. Like, I get it. It just didn't land. Whereas this specifically, the setup was, it was barely a full joke. It didn't show anything having to do with talent, and so no, it'll really bother me if she gets immediately brought back, because we've made such a big deal about the mechanics of this game the whole season and waiting to see how it was all going to unfold. And if it is the final queen eliminated is just brought right back, that'll really sour the whole experiment for me right away. Doubling Kerri is already weird, but whatever. That is whatever what are you gonna do? But lemon, yellow, sour, won't like it. So hopefully it's Kerri for that reason alone.
Speaking of talent, I just want to be like, the amount of MK667 that the guy on the upper right over there is taking to get that level of cut is absolutely one of the best talents I've ever seen. Mistress should have paid that gentleman to go luli somebody else so that she could stick around.
Is that a higher level than MK Ultra, or?
Fucking God, no! This is Project Ultra.
That's even the thing. No body positive dancers. We were just talking about the one from the Star Booty rebooty, where we fell in love with that one dancer. Where was he? Not here.
Nope. And so yeah.
And I think Mistress's great misstep in this piece is that she was going for RuPaul loves a weight loss journey. RuPaul loves you finding your inner beautiful self, etc. And she was like, oh, I can turn that into the joke. And Ruzempic is a great little parody name. She's gonna love it. And I think RuPaul went, oh, this is a joke on how precious I find this process, not actually not funny. So I think she judged and then took a step to the left, and it did not go as well for her as she thought it would. Because like on paper, it should work. It should make Rue go, wow, crazy, yes, thank you, and it didn't.
Well, this is where I'm like, all right, if you want to call this a variety show, this number could potentially work. But if you say talent show, I expect you to do a form of a talent.
Yes.
This to me was just like an attempt at doing something funny. It's not even a problem that she was going for comedy. It just missed the mark because this also isn't Mistress. This is Rue's brand and a joke from Farmer Rusical, which was the second Rusical from season 10 that people just kind of forget about because we all want to forget about it.
Yep.
But it just feels like, why would you? This is potentially your last opportunity on this season, right before you win the finale. Shouldn't this be your moment to show us and the judges in the world what it is you do? You're telling me this is what you do in real life, Mistress? No.
This is all you are. This is
All
the
you-
epitome of you.
You just have Lemon's clothes let out and wear her hand-me-downs while lip-syncing an inferior humor track? I do not think so.
Well, and like my thing is like, what would we all be saying if it was really funny and really good?
I
Like,
hate that she got away with it.
well, yeah, maybe like, but I like for me the big problem is it's not funny and it's not good. I don't know, like this was another talent show where everybody did a number, nobody sang live. I mean, some people really could have gotten away with saying dancing was their talent because the dancing was so good. But I kind of wish those people hadn't been lip syncing and doing their own track. I sort of wish they had just been dancing. But like, I constantly wish they would call it a variety show or call it like just establish that everybody's just doing a lip sync number and a dance and like that's the level playing field that we're all on, because that thing happens where, you know, Acacia Forgot is the only person playing a guitar and singing and it doesn't feel as lively, but she's the only person who really puts herself out there. So like, did she do better? In some ways, yes. And in some ways, no. And like, if Mistress had had a really funny, essentially spoken word lip sync concept piece, would she have done better? In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. So it's a really double-edged sword of the fact that like this isn't anything, and then it's nothing that's not funny. So what a whimper to go out on, and it just like this show just wrecks my brain because I have been so angry at the character that I was like, yeah, this is exactly what you deserve. This is exactly how you deserve to go out. Bye. And I don't like feeling like that.
You know what, Andre, I'm gonna engage with this in an interesting way. I really did like Ginger's performance this episode, and I thought it was a slam, but it's sort of the opposite of the Mistress problem that TK was just pointing out, where like if Mistress had been really funny, we would be in a weird position and be having a very different conversation this episode, but she wasn't. I actually kind of thought what I got from Ginger was like, I hate putting it this way, not exactly diet jinx for Drag Race, but like the mistake that the world makes is forgetting that these girls have talent outside of this show, except for the girls who so break out of the sphere of this show. Jinx is able to be on Broadway because she's not coming back to do this.
Right.
But Ginger won't break out of this cycle. So all I can ever think is, man, it'd be great to see you with a real production budget. And so this song didn't... in the moment I was thrilled, but every time I thought about it since, I liked Aja's performance more. Because Aja was daring and Ginger was predictable.
You know how I'm always like, Chillin' Like a Villain from Descendants 2 is like a great version of the cliche Chillin' Like a Villain. It's a great song for it, and that's why I love it. I really feel like Ginger did a really great epitome of a musical number for just give me the crown. Just give me the crown already.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that didn't make me root for her though. All it did was kind of make me go, oh, do I really want that queen to be handed the crown? I don't know.
So for me, I watched this and I was like, oh, okay, yes, this is Rose's turn. One. B, she looks a little like she looks a little like Mrs. Kasha Davis, and I couldn't shake that the entire time.
Shut
And two, I loved it. I loved it. This is the kind of queen that I want to win. This is what I want. I do want her to follow in Jinx's tail in a different way. I think Ginger is more classically suited to a one night on Broadway kind of deal more than I think maybe Jinx is. I don't know. I love Jinx, and I know that she just did a night at Carnegie Hall, and she's done a lot of these like one woman shows where she's singing, she's chatting, she's joking, etc. But I think like Ginger's vibes would hit better with the blue-haired Broadway Walker crowd, where they want it's a little bit of Harold, what did she say? Like the Boca Raton comedy. I think Ginger would is better at. And I think that would do better in that kind of scenario. But I love this. I loved everything about it. I thought it was super clean, but I also afterwards was like, I don't think she's gonna win. I would like to say that everything I said about Bosco from the first bracket, killing it at a talent show and making these hoes sweat is correct, is very correct. So I don't know. I loved Ginger's. It was great.
I loved the number. I was just disappointed she didn't sing live.
That's
and
fair.
It especially because they chose to leave in a segment where she goes, last time I sang live and like I sang a sad little number, and I was like, oh, so she just got the problem was her number wasn't a great choice, but like her voice was amazing that season. Like she should sing live. She has a great voice, and I very well could imagine they said she could not sing live, that everybody kind of had to do a track to keep the playing field level. I don't know if she chose that or not. I don't know if she got spooked, but
I mean, I've seen this show. You are putting your life in God's hands when you
truly,
decide to sing
they might
live.
mix you bad.
You're
100%
terrible.
correct. It's just she is one of few people that has that talent. Where she could sing live, and like really the only problem the last time she did it was that she chose the weirdest song, and it was just so like low energy, and her outfit was weird, and like this was just such a high energy song. She was good. I imagine it would have been very difficult for her to do the same movement had she been singing live. I don't know. I was just bummed she didn't sing, and then it just felt like everybody just felt a little bit generic because they were all just lip syncing to a number that had been pre-recorded that they were doing a dance to. And so then it really kind of just became about the dancing for me. And that's why Bosco and Aja and Daya stood out so much. Because like the only way you can really tell a story lip syncing a pre-recorded track is just so much good movement. And that's who had it. Ginger's wasn't bad movement. It just wasn't top of the pack. But I bet if she'd sung this live, I would have just been like, oh, goddamn. Like, you can't deny she's so talented.
Yeah, I just want to sound off really quick because I agree. You can't deny the talent. And you know what? I feel like I'm going to be a little uncomfortable. I did not love Lydia's performance in a way that
I didn't either.
I want to give it, but like I love Lydia's performance. Like, the performance wasn't great, but the idea
I love
behind
what
the
she was
art was
going
cool.
for.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And so Joe 69 10 20, which I can only assume is like your number of personal power. You shouldn't tell that to other wizards. You're not crazy for loving Lydia's talent show because it inspired me to be weirder in my art. You know, I like to do covers of pop divas and change them up to be aggressive and gay. And so like I get it. Sometimes you just want to do something weird, and Lydia's is so much weirder than mine, it's upsetting. But like the thing about it that is so cool is she committed. Look at how much
Yeah.
she committed. Look at what
Yeah.
she
She
made. It's beautiful.
Committed.
Yeah.
And
She committed.
yeah, and
Mm.
like I want to have her committed, but like
And
I
the
loved
lack of
it.
polish was kind of charming in that, like,
Yes,
well,
in
she's
an
17 years.
MXPX way.
She's 17 years old. Like, of course, it's not going to be amazing. When she's an adult, this is going to be incredible. And I'm joking, obviously, a little bit with that. She is already an adult, but she's so young. And
she literally played that she just hatched. I think you're fine.
Yeah,
She
Yeah.
still has a provisional license. She can't
And-
drive it to go to the craft store and pick up better supplies.
she's young. She's early in her career. You look at, again, somebody like Jinx, who was so cool and so talented in her season, but she was so young and still kind of tentative, and there was a lot of stuff she didn't know, and there was a lot of experience she didn't have. And within like 5 years of that, she owned every stage she was on. She could tour wherever she wanted. She was doing whatever she wanted. And then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now she's this enormous star on Broadway. I don't see that specific path for Lydia, but I do feel like in 2 to 5 years, every weird little number with puppets and costumes that she has are going to be like, fully executable. She's going to have a big budget so that like she can execute the removes and the be able to do her own sets, and she's just going to get cooler and cooler. And I was charmed by the fact that this one was a little bit rough around the edges and messy, because it was risky doing that. Like she took some big risks and wasn't safe at all, and I sort of preferred seeing that to seeing like, oh, well, she just executed the most beautiful number, but did anything really happen? No.
Yeah, I think for me, Lydia's feels very like when I see like 1920s weird little movies like this with the weird little creatures of dancers portraying these kinds of creatures. Like that's kind of what it feels to me, and I just think it's so specific and so much of something we don't see on Drag Race much anymore. This super hyper weird. We get a little dark with our weird now. We get edgy, we get fashion with it. We don't go full weird anymore. And I think this was lovely. And I agree. I also think it was hilarious that RuPaul during criticisms was like, she's just so young, and I think in a few years she'd really be ready for this stage. And I'm like, y'all dragged her ass back here. Like, now,
desperate for it.
She hasn't even filmed the finale of the show season she started on. Like, you could have waited. It's not her fault. She's still barely along her journey. What are we doing? I just found
she didn't beg to be here. Backwards.
It is one of the things that I am probably the most excited about when it comes to seeing some of these girls grow into who they're going to be. I think about who I was a decade ago. I think about who I am now, and I think about all of the space in between and the journeys that I've been on, the people that have changed me and the ways I've changed. And like, I don't want to be, but that moment when I don't know, I have a particular relationship with the idea of who Aja is, I guess, and I don't know, I don't know, I guess I think of Aja as like real life Xena. I guess I just think she's so strong and so cool and like a real one of a kind human being. And she just reminds me of a lot of my cousins and my Santorian cousins, like literally. And so I'm not being funny. Anybody who knows me knows my family is Miami Santorians and Hialeah, and like I have a very personal relationship with Aja in my parasocial mind, and hearing everyone tell her she was a legend. Sean Colvin, for me, famously said, a legend isn't a legend until it ends. But like the thing about this show is that it gives you every chance to transform and be someone new and beautiful again. And for me, Aja is that story. Lydia is the other side of it. What if you're not done evolving in that first stage? And like, I feel like Daya Betty is this unbelievable space between where I thought I hated her In her season, I really did not get her. I feel like these women are making me a stronger man. Yeah, and Mary, for those of you who, I actually literally have like 7 of the official first edition Cher Barbies. Like, Cher is like the one thing that I am maybe not a normal human being about. But
no, there's a lot of other things.
Yeah, okay, that's really fair. But I'm experienced, babe. So I feel like Diabetti is going to not get heralded for what she did here. She went from Ozark to playing the Silver Circle. Silver Circle, I gotta go. Silver Surfer. It's full circle. She's the herald. I think she is so beautiful and so special and so incredible. And I was so wrong. And you guys were so right. And I just didn't see it. And seeing her become more realized into who she is, I am so grateful I got to go on the Diabetti journey. I'm better for it. And she is quite the queen.
I mean, I love that you're saying this because I love Dia and have since the beginning, and I'd love to see somebody love a queen. I there's absolutely nothing bad to say about this number except the fact that, again, unfortunately, it was just a number. It was the best of the numbers to me. Like, for me, it was the most entertaining. I would put Bosco's right up with it because Bosco is so incredibly sexy, and I knew she was going to do burlesque, and the choreography was like even enough where I'm like, that's a literal talent. Like, that's like if you go to like a high school talent show, like somebody does something like that, they give you a fucking a thing that nobody else can do. I love Dia so much. Like, it was a phenomenal piece. I would have been so happy to see it at a Work the World tour or anything like that. It's not her fault that I'm complaining about this. It is, I just am, I want people to either have a talent or I want to do something else with these, because I just don't like watching 8 in a row flash in the pan 1 minute numbers where you have so little time to say absolutely nothing, dance as hard as you possibly can. And I'm so impressed with what everybody did with the concept. I just hate that that's the assignment for the week.
It's why I don't go to mime-a-thons. If I want to see the same boring thing over and over again, I would just go back to grad school.
Yeah, I mean, like one mime on the street, you're like, haha, that's funny, and then you walk away. But then, like, yeah, you don't go to, you don't, for a whole night? No, that's too much. And, like, yeah, go for it, Kevin.
I really get you, and I feel like one of the ones that unfortunately the most highlighted that for me was Georges. Not for lack of talent, but specifically for amazing talent that is exactly what her talent always is. This was Georges encapsulated in 90 seconds, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was great, but it didn't really show us anything new. The opposite I really feel was Irene, who we didn't get to see a lot from because she was cut so early in her season. And so now this system has been so weird. You know, we haven't really gotten to see a lot from her. And so I loved her showing us something, referencing, the water thing and trying to really make a mark. It felt kind of like similar to what Georges did, except we don't know Irene as well. So we don't really know all of Irene and what she has to bring, whereas Georges, we're like, yep, this is the 25th appearance of Georges on a season of Drag Race, so we know what we are going to get from her, and she's an amazing goddamn performer. But I really love what you said. What is the game here? Like, it's just a talent show, so you just show off your talent. Maybe we need a theme or something a little bit better to make these girls have to show off something a little bit more creative. But, you know, when it's just talent and it's just show off yourself, it is like, yeah, of course, this is all they're going to do.
And that's even part of where I feel like the art of the talent show is getting so muddled in wanting a single. Like, it's about that continued value from the talent show. And like I have now said to TK probably 342 times, it's so muggy, because I think it's really funny. But I think it's time to talk about two very significant things. Number one, I don't want anybody to get too excited, but guys, Corey King is here.
What are you even doing?
Is it a Dunkin' thing? It's a Dunkin' thing.
It's a Dunkin' Donuts bucket. And so, anyway, I told hot older boyfriend about it, and he thought it was the sweetest thing that I needed it. So he went out and got it for me.
It's cute.
But regardless of that, there is something that is, everything's falling. There is something that is life canon that we have to discuss. Jonah, I believe it is time for you to say what you're thankful for this year. When I say to you that this kid says this fucking quote to us a couple times a year, I mean,
if you're not to plug somebody else's social media, if you're not reading George's tweets, you're missing the modern day Oracle of Delphi with the random weird crap that she tweets, and it's somehow the funniest thing in the entire world. Around Thanksgiving, she had the nerve to tweet.
the nerve.
Fuck, this turkey makes me want to Vogue. Should I? And it's the funniest sentence in the entire world.
You know what?
Does comedy for a living? Nobody would think of that. Nobody would think of that until you say it out loud. And then the fact that she brought it up on the show and we got all the judges to talk about it, truly, like, I cannot thank Georges enough for giving me so much brain rot that's just so enjoyable to, like, just repeat. Because truly she says unhinged things.
It's like what you want out of Tila Tequila's social media feed, but not dangerous.
Got all the doomsdaying, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, God. Did anybody else feel a way about turkey voguing? You know, because, like, I get it. I do, actually, because, like, I love peanut butter more than I love most people. But I'm not a big full-fat peanut butter guy. When I have full-fat peanut butter, I'm like, oh, this is oily. When somebody gives me reduced-fat peanut butter, I just start voguing. Doesn't matter where I am. Doesn't matter when I am. I throw that jelly on the floor because all I want is the peanut butter, and I vogue.
RuPaul has a song for you, my friend.
Oh my God, maybe I'll like it. I don't know. The big thing for me that's really funny about this is one of the things that Drag Race gets that other shows don't exactly get. Like, Kerri is like one of the things that inspires me to be strong every day. Like, literally, like, how can I be cool like Kerri? But, like, Kerri doesn't have a personal brand package that needs a brand book. Like, I work in, at this point, my personal job has changed so much. I make media assets for a living, and my whole life is this fucking brand book at work. And if I use the wrong hex code font color, the whole project is garbage. And they send it back to me like I told them that their mothers were fucking tires. And, like, it is the end of my life. But you know what's so amazing, and, like, what literally keeps me so excited about my job? These girls have that. These girls know their brands like that. And as much as Kerri is, like, literally the source of my strength. I one time met Mondo at a Tori Amos concert, and he was not impressed with my fandom. As much as all of that has happened. It's that Georges can literally just go, turkey, at her show, and everybody pisses themselves. Jimbo says animal crackers in my soup, and an army of men come to death. Like, there is something about the fact that these girls know their brand. Like, honest to God, no one since Brad Garrett said, I'm tall, has known their brand. Raymond. My brother's tall. Like, there is just something that these girls get that is one of a kind, like none other. It is what makes this show special. And also, this Irene look, other I just feel like this is the realization of so many comic book characters come to life. Like, that is an incredible take on Storm's Valkyrie look. That is an incredible take on the Dark Child from Image Comics by Randy Geller. That is an incredible
take on Wienerville, because the tiny arms.
Yes. I don't know. TK, everybody on this show is positive on Irene. I'm not going to take that from anybody because I love all of you so much. But TK, you were sort of like, I would take a bullet for her. And all we had ever seen her do was, to be really honest, let me down as a busboy. And you saw it in her. You saw that she was more than just feebly handling a water glass in a way that made me feel awkward watching it happen to me. And you saw this. You saw this queen. And I want to signal to you the judge of the future in seeing her.
Yay me, I am great. I'm still not over RuPaul asking if she knew the arms were going to be too short to box with God. I've
loved that phrase for a long time.
One of her funniest lines in the history of Drag Race, and it was so incredibly funny too because it really is just like, whoops, like it just didn't quite work out the way you planned. And I love that she was like, it's an actual cast of my arms. Yeah, she's really funny. I also didn't talk about her talent number, which I thought was really fantastic. And the idea that it was like so self-referential around the idea of talent was like, at least something. If you just are going to do a number,
the kind of humor that you really like, not to point to something that we did a couple of months ago, but TK, that was the kind of humor that you really highlighted in your verses, in your humor, in the things you created for Draft Race. You really understood the contextual value of meta humor. Also, for 1 second, Kevo, if you go back to that unbelievable photo of them lifting Irene, I have not seen a set of lateralis on a man like that since Maynard. The lats and the guy on the left is one of the most built men I've ever seen, and the fact that his face looks like an Italian male Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica works for me in every way. Kara Thrace and his special hole. Let's keep going.
Good lord.
Yeah, he was my favorite. He is the most, he is the most handsome of the dancers. He hath won.
Yeah.
Yeah, Irene is fantastic. She's really great. Doesn't feel like, I mean, I guess I don't know, because like we're just gonna do a lip sync extravaganza, and it's anybody's game, really.
I'm still mad about that.
She could win.
She could.
Oh, also Bosco winning. Having gotten to see Bosco do Fever, so we've seen the Drag Race Vegas show 4 times in the last year. We've seen 2 or 3 tours in the last year. We've seen a lot of Drag Race, and Bosco is in the top 3. Goddamn, no question, top 3 live performers we've seen on the Drag Race circuit. She's really, so Drag Race, the Vegas show, it's signature numbers. And she does the old school burlesque number. And I gave, TK his flowers. And now it's time for me to Liam Hemsworth, myself, Miley style for Jonah. Because Jonah, you are up Bosco's ass like a chocolate bar. And you love her. And thank God you do, because you were so right. I don't know that another queen has had quite as winning a season, regardless of stats. If you look at Bosco's performances this season, she changed the game. And you, day one, told us when we started watching Drag Race with you, as one of the 2 people who pushed us to so rightfully accept this fandom, you said she was a fucking queen. You were right.
I adore Bosco so much. She's my pick to win. I thought she did great. I was really happy that she won this week, because that in my brain signals to me that if she can make it to the top 2 lip syncers, in this bracket. I mean, she does have an actual good shot of winning, and she's a great performer. I funny enough, think she had such a big edge in this challenge specifically because she's done the Vegas show for so long that she kind of understands a lot of it. Also, this Mama, Pretty When I Cry, I could never. Do you see how gorgeous this woman is?
Yep.
It's the Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, as Michelle Visage. I adore her. I'm so happy she's doing so well. I knew that if she was going to come back, she would dominate, and she's been like nothing but a joy to watch. So we're not there exactly just yet, but she's my pick to win.
And we're there. It's next week.
I mean, in terms of our episode.
Oh yeah, got it. No.
We're basically there. As far as I'm concerned, I am at all times in some sort of K-hole. So like it's any given moment. I feel like I already know who's crowned. Congratulations, Anya. No, and that's just the fact that that's me making a joke, and we're gonna get to it before the episode's over, about the fact that season 17 was like 2 or 3 months ago, and we do not have another season announced in any regard.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that's happened in a hot minute. And I can't wait to talk about that. The other one I really want to talk about, the other thing that I really think needs to be mentioned, this talent show was kind of a signaling that the girls understand they are no longer playing in a small stage arena. Something I thought was really significant was Ginger's reflection on her own experience this season. Like, if Ginger keeps talking about where she's been and where she's going, I'm going to think she's Santiago tasting copper at the end of Old Man and the Sea. Like, she is about to die if she keeps talking about herself this way. And she has got 50 years on this glorious career yet ahead of her. And the girls are starting to recognize that they are playing in such a big arena that they're making decisions about whether to win life or win at Rue. Now, I think Georges played it brilliantly at both. It's so muggy, is cute, she can do it, she's got it. The girl this makes me realize I don't think we'll ever see in an All-Stars, and I sort of feel like is the example of who did not understand the assignment even though she won. Anitra. I feel like Anitra's resistance to this machine is exemplified in Georges's understanding of the machine, and then simultaneously kind of Aja's refusal for the machine. I really fucking hated the mix on Aja's song. Aja, mama, I wrote the shit that's been playing all episode. Call me, all of you, call me. Babies, you all deserve better beats. You deserve songs that make sense for you. You deserve lyrics that make you sound more literate than Leah Michelle. We need to take care of you girls. So call me, I've got you. Trust me, we've got you. But Aja's song could have been a legitimate dance hit for anyone if it was mixed properly. But it didn't do anything for Rue because it was the kind of song Rue would only ever hear about once it was chosen as a lip sync song. And it's starting to be this conversation of stages. What's the big stage? Are you concerned about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star stage, or are you concerned about New World's Theater? Where is your concern? And I do think that the signaling for the storytelling that Aja chose as a religious context was important. But just as important was Ginger understanding the conversation she was having. This was a moment where all of these girls checked with their agents before they picked their talents. And we didn't see that in previous seasons. Girls made bad choices, and Ginger even called it out. I sang a dumb, slow song. Bitch, you are not going to see any girls making a Doors mistake ever again.
I like the Doors song.
Oh, that's great, honey.
I see how it is.
I see how it is.
Turn out.
I think you're right. I definitely think the girls are much smarter now. I think that girls who come back to All Stars definitely have agents and managers that are able to kind of guide them through that process and those kinds of things. I agree with you. I still don't understand why we don't have Walk That Fucking Duck as a track. Like, out of all the tracks that should have been dropping out of Talent Show, the fact that we still don't have Walk That Fucking Duck is
Do you smell that?
wild. Yeah.
It's my pussy. It's on fire.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I understand that Anitra's going to do what Anitra's going to do, but I agree with you that is definitely something that the girls I think need to think about a little bit more. And I think it also comes down to that question of why are you going back to All Stars? I think a lot of the girls, once they get in the room, forget the reason they came back to All Stars. They like the pink walls like reset their brains back to I gotta win, as opposed to I'm almost positive half the girls come on to All Stars being like, I know I'm not gonna win. I want to get pretty far, show what I've got, and remind people of how great I am. And I think that a lot of them, when they step into the room, that changes. And so I am very fascinated that we got to break this in the middle of this season, because I think it showcases that the girls are coming back a little more measured. Because usually, I mean, we saw a lot of zaniness, truly, but I think they come back like with their head back on straight. They're not as taken in by the RuPaul of it all.
Tori, I really, really vibe with that, because, you know, my other thought, and I don't want to, this is such a great way to point it out, is like, I happen to be friends with a couple of designers for these girls, a couple of people who have been lucky enough to make the beautiful art that these women wear. And I know what it takes to make one of these looks, and I know what these girls pay, and I know the respect it takes. What I do sometimes worry about is when, and not to Asia Miss Cracker about it, but like when one of these girls is told that the outfit they're in lacks star power, it means that nobody's going to buy a dress from that designer ever again. And so like one of the things we're seeing is a homogenization. We were out with two of my favorite people this weekend, and we were at the bar, and we were talking about the new Superman movie and whether we liked it or not. And one of the things I said is that, you know, people keep saying that they're tired of superhero movies. You know, it's because superhero movies have rom-coms and action movies and mystery suspense thrillers shoved into them. Talk to me when your rom-com has the female protagonist have a superhero best friend as a subplot, and then we can talk about why you're tired of superhero movies. It's because you're tired of everything shoved into a superhero movie. You're not that tired of superhero movies. When it comes to these girls, one of the things that I'm fucking tired of is the same 5 silhouettes being pushed, indicating that there's only one body type that matters. No, you're wrong, because there have been hot-ass girls at every size on this show. And I do hate that even Mistress and Irene, who had very different looks, had unbelievably similar looks in a very vague challenge. And so, like, the freedom for girls to engage with the designers that make them feel beautiful needs to come back, and that really can't happen until we get slightly more diversity in the judging panel. And don't get me wrong, I love this new Law Roach. It's so crazy that there are 2 people who have judged on this show named... Wait, hold on. I'm hearing in my ear that Law Roach just had some spectacular work done and just happens to now look like Zendaya. Got it. Cool. Check. I love the judges, but it's time for some new blood, considering I'm pretty sure that even the blood that Michelle sucks as a vampire is 250 years old.
But aren't Roach and TS the new blood? They're the new versions of Ross and Carson.
Well, then I am not convinced that any Latina queens now have a chance ever.
Well, can't help you there. Took 7 years to get rid of Santino Rice.
Jesus Christ. As a project, you guys don't understand my relationship with Project Runway and just how much Santino Rice was like half of what kept me from watching this show. You guys don't understand that I literally used Santino Rice as like I hate 3 people in this world: Santino Rice, Vladimir Putin, and Donald Trump. This was something I said throughout college, and then like I think it's supposed to be taken off, is what I think, Nina. Nina Garcia literally made me a man. So I want to clear out this show with saying every girl here is talented enough to be on television. There are finales that don't feel that way. I understand that now she is, and I've seen things that changed my mind, but I don't think Cameron showed one fucking thing her season that made me think she deserved to be in that finale. Not one thing. No, I would sneeze at it too. And I do not believe she deserved to be there. Not one bit. This is 8 girls, and I think every one of them has superstar talent. I really believe that a Bret Easton Ellis character would do cocaine with them in the restaurant. And that's the mark of a celebrity, of talent, of not eating at a restaurant in LA. And I think plenty of these girls walk into restaurants in LA and cannot afford to eat. So,
well, first of all, nobody walks in LA.
Oh my God, KEVO, that was so funny.
Solid,
LA's not for
solid,
me.
Solid.
LA's not for her, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Fuck. All right.
For Tori.
Guys,
It was perfect. Thank you.
Play me out.
I-
Talk, beautifuls.
Go.
I just wrote out all of the names of the girls that we got left, and my best guess, which I do think Mistress is coming back. And I'm sorry, I'm not. Math just is not going to hold out against storyline. She
didn't invent TV. She didn't invent it. None of us did.
I'm just stuck here.
You're just too beautiful to go anywhere else. I get it.
Oh, the shades. I need my shades. But like we've got Bosco, Mistress, Irene, Dia, Ginger, Georges, Aja, Lydia. These are all powerhouse lip syncers. As someone who has been like, oh, Ginger's got this, I'm like, I think Ginger can do 3 of these and come out on top. I don't know, and it depends on the songs, which is why I'm with you guys. I think Bosco and Irene do have a solid chance at this, but I mean, it could be Georges's to take. It could be Lydia's. Lydia could have won All Stars before she even got to the finale of season 17. Like this is for sorry TK, but when I said that I'm still mad about it, I'm mad that it's a lip sync finale, like a lip sync Lollapalooza. Maybe this comes from being a Bianca fan, but I just don't think that we should be leaving it up to a 3 rounds of lip sync to take the crown for an All Stars. I just don't think that that's what we came here to do.
I completely agree with that.
I don't think SATs and GPA should be what gets you into college, but we got to pick 2 things and run with it. And evidently, it's how well you make Rue laugh and how well you lip sync to some songs that Rue found arbitrarily funny 10 years ago. So, like, I am not happy.
What would you do differently?
I think we can still have our Lollapalooza. I think our Queen of She Done Already Done Had Hers is all right. I even think having the Lollapalooza to decide the wild card is a better option in that. I like the talent show at the end. I like a big scene. I think a music video. I don't know. I feel like we know what a finale used to include the penultimate episode.
Well, a music video, Tori. That's great. Really, you please continue. That really put what I felt about these girls in perspective.
Yeah,
and I know that RuPaul's not exactly putting out music videos anymore because she's not doing that. But if she was going to surround herself with her all-stars, this would presumably be the thing to do. I just think I don't know. I guess I didn't really enjoy the final challenge of season 17, the Drag Race Live of it all, but I think that a Drag Race Live challenge of what would you do and how would you promote yourself would be better for All Stars than for those new girls. I think there's something that's like, we want to see your skill. We want to see what would happen if we literally thrust you in front of something and said, for your consideration. Like, that's what does WoW want from these girls that they keep signing on to all of their agencies and managers and all of that kinds of stuff? What do we want? And I don't think, I mean, it's possible that all they want is the ability for people to go on Work the World and just pretend like it's a pop concert. But I don't know. I don't know if that then says that we're going to become a tail that eats itself.
Tori, you talk like a project manager and not a line producer, and that is exactly why you are not in charge of casting. You're a brilliant artist. That's the problem. You're a brilliant artist. You're thinking about art, and they're only thinking about ticket sales, which is why Plastique gets favored when she is less known for what she says.
Yeah, but damn, does she looks like she looks so good. The talent on that one is so outrageous that it makes up for the nerve.
I get pan again looking at her. Like, I already I'm always like, oh, boobies. But like when I look at Plastique, I'm like, yeah, boobies for sure. Yeah. I would love to know how you guys feel. Let's sound off. Everybody, say how you're feeling about this episode. TK, you know, you got me to watch the preview. I've never watched a preview. You got me to watch the preview by telling me how crazy it was. And not a second of this motherfucking episode disappointed. Where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of more on the Tory end of things, where this is kind of not how I wanted to go out. And I am a little bit like, I don't really know what we're doing here. I definitely would have taken 3 more episodes to properly eliminate girls, to whittle the bracket down to something manageable, and then do a final episode.
Final 4.
Yeah, Final 4, exactly. And, you know, it is what it is. I love everybody. I think all the girls are doing great. I just, Drag Race production is a wild thing. And props to Lydia for a great guest lip sync. That was a lot of fun to watch. She makes some real scary faces sometimes. I think it's very funny.
You know who she reminds me of? And I feel like you're someone who would get this. She reminds me of the visual character of Imogen Heap. The way she moves to create fluidity and fill a space. Like, it is Robin in the jukebox. It is one of a kind how she moves. Yeah,
she's real fun. But yeah, I am not quite loving how fast we're here, but I mean, it'll still be fun. It'll still be fun to watch them all lip sync. They'll all do great. Hopefully it's a good batch of songs, and we just get to have fun with it. But yeah, who knows? It'll be interesting to see.
Guess is one of my favorite Billie Eilish songs, because I'm really like more of a Charlie XCX fan. And so Billie being on this track, hot as shit. Boyfriend said to me tonight at dinner, who's that chick with the green hair? And I'm like, Billie Eilish. And he's like, no, it's long. And I'm like, Billie Eilish. And he's like, no, it's the chick with green hair. And he's like, no, it's not Billie Eilish. And I'm like, okay. Like half an hour later, he just snaps me, yo, that song came on as Billie Eilish.
I'm so glad to know that, because I was witness to it and I really did want to know. He was like, she's British, which I can get. I can see why he thought that.
Oh, yo, he made the best fucking steaks tonight. So whatever he wants.
I tried to eat it.
Charlie's British. Close enough.
There you go.
Oh my God, is she not Australian?
No, she's
I thought she was British.
Well, you know, the penal colony and whatnot.
She's got that like a fun criminal vibe, like a remix of "You Look So Fine" by Garbage.
Yeah, she British.
Tori, you offer us something that absolutely none of us can provide, which is what lipstick. It means to look fucking beautiful in makeup. I was literally going to say that. Like, no matter what we say as queer men, you know, you're part of the queer spectrum as well. And you can say, Mama, I wear mascara. And none of us can. Although I just want to say really quick, RuPaul looking like a fucking Teen Titan in this shit.
She's a Lakers girl.
Oh, the tendrils.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking knock her up in this shit. She looks so good. I
She
can't
looks
stand
great.
it.
This is some of the best she's looked all season.
Like my fucking dream woman.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Today's been a rough day. Today we learned about how if it's too hot, makeup doesn't stay on your face.
Ask Sherwin Williams.
Just check in. I had a very good time with this talent show. I don't think there were any absolute flops. Like I think that Lydia's if surrounded by non all-stars, I think would have been perfectly middle of the pack safe on a regular season, which just speaks to how she's barely off her own season. I loved seeing Angeria again. This hair was beautiful. She looked good. But I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm looking forward to. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like whoever wins.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna like whoever wins.
Yeah.
That's like at the end of the day, I like each and every one of these girls. Do I think some of them are I would like to see crowned before the others? Sure. But at the end of the day, there's no way Mistress can win this, so I'm good. Sorry.
Oh, no, you actually inspired my end episode question, so I'm so grateful for everything you said. Jonah,
I love this hair.
no, I mean, Angeria was one of the best performers we saw this year and looks just as beautiful on air. Jonah, you were one of the people who not just got me to watch Drag Race, but your fandom inspired me to be a bigger, better fan of everything I'm a fan of. And this is like yes, justice for Nicole Paige Brooks.
Sing it loud, sing it proud.
Sing it! And that is something that I know, Jonah, you feel very passionately about. Where are you sitting? Where are you sitting? I want to sit next to you. This was a crazy season.
Overall, I think a pretty good season. I think the format is probably the best format that they've done so far for an All-Stars, and I hope they continue. Like I said last time, it gives real incentive for people to want to come back. I also want to give a special shout out to Lydia, who kind of proved it's a little bit better to not wait. I don't think she's going to win this All-Stars as much as I would love that, but I do think she does already have another invitation for a future All-Stars to begin with. She went from her first season 17, to immediately this season. She's never left the news cycle. We've been talking about Lydia Butthole Collins every time she's been on screen.
Great point.
It's been 18 months of Lydia Butthole Collins.
Wow.
And we should all be very thankful. It's one of the really incredible things that she kind of proved. Like there is nothing to really wait for other than just go for it. So really great season overall, and Bosco is my pick to win. Bosco better win this fucking thing, or I will go to RuPaul's farm and take the drill.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you take away her fracking, where is her source of power?
Yes. It's only been 6 months of Lydia. I can do math. I'm good.
Oh, please, Tori, I literally have actually color formed you into high school memories. It's fine. Time is a sliding scale.
I know. I live inside your wedding for no reason. It's all good.
You guys, you don't understand.
You're in my high school memories. We went to the same high school.
It's the best.
You guys
She's
don't
lying.
understand. Tori is quite literally the sound of reason in my head. Kevo, I'm gonna start our end questions with you, and this is a crazy question. I want you to tell us what you thought about this episode. And then I want you to tell me what winner you would pick for the next All Winners season.
Oh, I'm not prepared for a question like that.
Well, then give your answer for this season. Kick it to Jonah. Make it his problem. Have him sign off. And then when you do your sign off, you can answer the question. But he loves you, so you can make it his problem.
No, because it's a great question. What did I think of this episode? I thought it was good, but the more we talked about it, the more I'm like, yeah. I kind of need more from a Tournament of All-Stars talent show, and I feel preemptively the need to lower my expectations for what this finale is going to be, because I feel like they are hyping it up a lot. Not even that much, but still yet perhaps too much more than they should be. That's disappointing. It's been a weird season. I couldn't help noting as I was going through our drag draft cards and focusing on the people that are going to be important. Gosh, 4 out of 6 queens from the pink bracket are significant to the finale.
Yeah.
So this is, this has been a weird season, but I'm hopeful for the winner. Like we said, everyone who is in this finale is certainly worthy, is certainly talented. But, justice for Nicole, justice for Tina, justice for a lot of these girls that I would love to see more from. Not as much justice for Olivia Lux, because we know she already has the crown from Glam Slam. And if anything, we need more Glam Slam so that we can have Glam Slam All-Stars. And she is who I want to see on Glam Slam All-Stars. Definitely come back for the first season of that. And there you go. I ultimately found a way to answer the question in a different way for a different All-Stars. I want to see our star, Olivia Lux, appear on a Glam Slam All-Stars after we get more of that. But we need to co-host it with Monet Exchange, not that guy who does science experiments, because we've proven ourselves far worthier to schlep down to a rec center in Manhattan and eat stale donuts and judge people make garments out of garbage and craft scissors. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
And once again, please remember that if you are a fan of Project Runway and a fan of Drag Race, you should be as hype as shit as I am about one of the worst Snatch Game competitors ever going to dazzle us in this season of Project Runway. Project Runway really is the sound of my heart, and getting to watch it again is going to be so special with Heidi and Christian. Like, I don't know that I could have... This feels so special. And that Utica Queen is going to be in this season of Project Runway as a contestant. That so many things I love are coming together. We're in a golden age of Drag Race infiltrating other shows like Traitors, like Project Runway, like House of Villains, like the reality show that we're going to create where all the girls are going to be on it because they love us. Speaking of everybody loves the girls, Jonah, I feel like ladies just got to go crazy for you. And I would love to know where your cute-ass haircut and your pick for All-Stars, All-Winners 2 live. No, don't tell me where they live. That's doxing. But tell me where we can find you online and the answers to those questions, handsome.
You can find me online places at Peak Jonah. My pick for All Winners 2 is Priyanka. Let Priyanka come back. I adore her.
That is... What a Jimbo winning All-Stars 8 badass answer. What a great fucking answer. Yes, Bianca for an American season. King shit, Jonah. I love that. Tori, speaking of king shit, you are king. Absolutely in and out every day. Where can we find you online, and who's your choice for All Winners 2?
You can find me online at SM Tori. That's Tori with an I. My choice for All Winners is always going to be Bianca Del Rio, but I know that is never, ever going to happen because she doesn't need you, hoes. She doesnn't need you. So
I think every year that passes, it becomes more and more likely just because it's good money.
She's 50 and she can't lip sync.
She has no fucks to give. I feel like she might do it. Yeah, she doesn't care. Let's go home. She doesn't care.
I don't think she plays except to win. I think she's like me. She doesn't.
I don't actually think she would do it. I just think it becomes more likely with each passing year. That's all. I don't think she's actually going to do it.
They may finally hit upon a version she would like. So then my actual real answer is a cross between I wanted to say Lawrence Chaney, but then I remembered Danny Beard, and then I was like,
Danny's
wouldn't
so
I
hot.
love to see Trixie Mattel actually squash these hoes? Which is probably an outside chance. So I think I'm gonna stick with Danny Beard.
If Danny Beard does not come back for All Stars, All Winners 2, please let him start an OnlyFans. My God. Literally one of the most unbelievably handsome men I have ever seen on a reality show. What a fucking crazy situation. Tori, did you say where we can find you online?
You can find me online at Tori. That's Tori with an I.
You know, it's just that I talk to you all day, every day. It's hard to remember if you've said it or not. It's just like lives in my brain on repeat. Speaking of things that live in my brain on repeat, Kevo, the sound of your beautiful voice makes me so happy. Whether we are doing this, we're doing comics, we are doing any of the incredible journeys that we go on together. We just started rewatching the Justice League cartoons, having just finished Batman and Superman. We're starting Titans. And then at the same time, we go on journeys like Drag Race, and we have favorite horror story YouTube channels, and it's always amazing getting your perspective. And something that I'm always grateful for is that you remember to keep me grounded in the other things we do, not just Drag Race. And I know that we've got some really cool stuff coming up. I know Strange New Worlds is coming back, among others. And so what have we got on the horizon?
Alien Earth is coming up next month. So that'll be good. We have Fantastic Four later this month, so we're definitely going to be jumping on that.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Yes, you have to continue. TK, Maker created the Ultimate Universe, so the week that we do Fantastic Four for Galactus, that's why. Thank you. Kevo, please continue. That's for continuity's sake.
Oh, no, that's not just for continuity's sake. That is a nice little tidbit for those of you who want to check out our comics broadcasts, which are always very exciting. I am not quite as versed on the pages, but I am always keen to jump in on the MCU stuff and things like that. We've got Fantastic Four coming out at the end of this month. Like I said, we got Wonder Man still to come at the end of this year. So that is something that we are probably going to have at least something to say about, because who even knows what that is going to... Where's that going to fit in with everything that we have coming? Who knows? But we're always here, and we are always talking about something, so definitely check us out. And you can check me out at Kevo Rayleigh. That's KEVO
Now, did you have a choice for All Winners 2? Maybe a Jinx or an Aquaria?
No, I gave that answer. I gave my fake answer.
Yeah, he gave the Olivia Lux beautiful answer for Glam Star Rock.
Thanks, Tori.
Thanks. You're welcome.
You absolutely did. You definitely gave Olivia. Also, to Matthew Doyle. Are you the Broadway actor Matthew Doyle? You are definitely...
If you are, you went to Ithaca.
Shut the fuck up, Tori. And then, of course you would get that joke. I can't even stand you.
He's the one who was on Gossip Girl, right?
You literally, Tori, you live in my head rent-free, and it makes me feel like a 3-floor walk-up.
I saw his Tony in West Side Story, and we can talk about it off air.
Get out of... I can't anymore.
Let's cover more musicals.
Yeah.
I don't just love Peacemaker. I genuinely love his work on Wipeout, which Kevo, Jonah, and I have watched every episode of John Cena on Wipeout. And yes, his cameo in Superman is extraordinary. But speaking of extraordinary, speaking of Supermen, speaking of men who look super good in tights, TK, tell me, number one, where can we find all of those pictures of you in tiny itty bitty little shorts? And also, who is your choice for All Stars, All Winners 2? I mean, my choice is you, but...
Well, I haven't won yet, but you can find me at TK Accidental. Also, I have had time to draft the full cast. So, I would like Aquaria, Chad, Raven finally replacing Tyra, Lawrence Chaney. We were on the same.
You fucking stole my answer. She finally has a crown. I finally got to say it.
You're gonna make me pull out my notepad which has my All Stars 2 and All Stars 3 picks.
Lawrence Cheney, Tori, we were on the same wavelength for that. I'm glad you went with Danny so that I could put Lawrence in there. Simone, Willow Pill, Jimbo, Angeria.
There are times that I am just like, there are times you are so my best friend, I want to chew on things. I love it. And guys, go follow him, TK Accidental. We do everything together, the two of us, like our digital imprint. It's me, him, KEVO. And then the next thing that happens is Jonah and Tori come in. So if you guys want to follow that, please do. TK, I don't want to take from you throwing it to me because I love when you throw it to me.
What do you got, big guy?
Ah, it's me! Okay, NICO Action, NICOACTION, NICO Action Music, NICOACTION, MUSIC. But if you're asking me my question, because it's my question, All Stars 2, All Winners, I would say, and I know that this is kind of like a weird choice, but my choice for All Winners 2 is Simone.
Ooh, an excellent choice.
I feel like Simone gave us A- energy every single episode, which is the average of which is astronomical on this show. But she's someone who you see that A+ energy come through for a moment every episode. And I feel like it is not Simone gave less than an A+ every moment. It's that the editors held her back. And so like, the idea of Simone getting to unleash that beast, that absolute tour de force, that thing that they let Anya be because this show was so afraid of queens of color for so long. I just really believe that Simone has yet to show us even a fraction of the winner that she is. And so I can't wait. Super excited. But if I'm excited about anything, it's about what we make. I love this fucking show, and we do it on X is for Comics, we do it on HTML, X is for Podcast, X is for Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you were in the chat this episode, we think you're amazing. We flashed every name that popped in that chat. Why? Because you're all incredible. So please let us know what you think. Interact with us. Tell us what you want, and we're going to cover it because we love covering this stuff for you, and because Drag Race won't announce new seasons. What's up? I am going to start France All-Stars because everyone I know is watching it, and so I feel like a big idiot. But until I stop being a big idiot, please, number one, like what the things you like are. Number two, comment on the things you like so that the world knows what you love. But number three, please remember to subscribe to our channel because we're cool. But then
And we're what you like.
Oh, we are what you like.
We
We
give
are
you what you like.
Oh my god, Tori just doing the hands. It's in my head.
You watch what you like.
Oh my god, we are Applejacks. But until you come back to Apple Smack us in the face, please, number one, remember to stay safe. The world is crazy. Number two, please be brave because it's what you are inside that is incredible. And that's why, number three, you got to evolve daily. Who you were yesterday, you won season 5. Who you are today, you won All-Star 7. It's who you are tomorrow that isn't nominated for a Tony for Pirates. And we can't wait to see that. So until we come back and you are overlooked like a Jenks, stay beautiful.
Bye.